Warning, this podcast was produced by two men who still think that swearing is both big and clever. As a result, it contains quite a lot of it. Therefore, this podcast is not suitable for children, unless they're really fucking cool children. Yes, people, my name is Dave Fence and welcome to Pop Collaborate and Listen. Today's episode we're going to be talking about Prince's Graffiti Bridge record. Those that have been listening will know that Prince is one of my all-time favourite artists, so how will this album fare? Who knows? Listen and you will find out. I want to say thank you to some of the people that have been getting in contact with us on Twitter. Shout out to Mike Collins, shout out to Darren Hone, Sean McLaughlin. Some of you guys letting us know what you think about Elton John and the podcast in general. We asked people where people would stand on Elton John, and Darren very helpfully said his shoulders or his hat if he was wearing one, so that's pretty good. Also shout out to Neil, Captain Luton. Thank you so much for interacting with us, guys. Keep on doing it. We're putting out content on the Twitter at PCL Podcast, on Instagram at PCL Podcast, on the Facebook, which is facebook.com/PCL Podcast. It's all pretty formulaic. So what's been going on in my life? I've been gigging quite a bit. Did the lovely G&B comedy last week, doing Top Secret comedy next week if anyone's in London, trying to turn over material for the show in Edinburgh. If anyone's going to be in Edinburgh, I'm going to be at City Cafe in the Hollywood Room at 5 to 6 every day. It's going to be a free show, so please do come on down. If you're down locally in the Brighton area, why don't you come to one of the previews that I'm showing in Brighton Fringe at Carolina Brunswick on Sunday nights. Apart from that, I've been running On The Edge Comedy. On The Edge Comedy sponsors this podcast, as you know, and by sponsors I mean I just talk about it every week. They give us no money whatsoever. Wankers. I am also On The Edge Comedy, in case you hadn't guessed. But On The Edge Comedy is the best new act, new material night in Brighton, taking place on the 1st and 3rd Fridays. This week, the 5th of April, we've got the wonderful Josh Dillon. Share a lot of bills with Josh. Very, very funny, deadpan, dark as fuck comedian. Do come down if you're in the Brighton area. It's going to be £6 for entry. The next one after that, 2 weeks' time, is the wonderful Maisie Adams, who you might have seen on 8 out of 10 Cats this week. So this is a real good chance to see her for very little money before she blows up massive. Anyway, with no further ado, we're going to punch on with the podcast. Hope you enjoy this one. Take it easy. Stop getting Prince wrong. Sorry guys, just realised I did make a mistake in this week's podcast. I intimated that Darling Nikki was on the first Prince album, which of course is bollocks. It's on Purple Rain, which was several albums in. I don't know what I was thinking. Sometimes concentrating on understanding Krister addles my brain. But yeah, apologies to anyone who thinks that the podcast is utterly unlistenable because of that. Cheers. Welcome to episode 9 of Pop Collaborate and Listen, the podcast where we listen to every single number one UK album of the 1990s in order and give you an unnecessarily detailed breakdown of what we liked and didn't like about it, because we're men and our opinions matter. Why are we doing it? Because the RZA told us to. My name is Dave Fensom. I'm here as always with my colleague Krister Greer.
Hello.
And we are here. We're recording this. When are we recording? So in the second week of January?
Yeah, second week of January. I was at home for a week, at home in Belfast for a little while. So this is the first time we've been able to come back and do this for a little bit.
At home in Belfast? How long has it been since you lived in Belfast?
1993.
Mate.
Yeah, I know. I know, but God help my mother ever hear me not call Belfast home. That's the thing.
I hope your mum isn't going to listen to this.
No, I did tell her that we were doing this. She probably will try.
My mum's going to be aware that this happens, but I think she thinks a podcast is some kind of devilry, so I don't think she'll...
Maybe we can edit kind of a mum-friendly podcast and send them just the two people that need to have that.
Well, we've been saying we need to make these podcasts shorter, and that would make it 4 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, it'll be nothing. Basically, just the songs off Spotify, and that's it.
And they just accidentally send them the supercut of the amount of times we say cunt on the podcast. Yeah, anyway.
Fun.
But yeah, no, okay. Well, I've been busy working, been busy gigging. Did a lovely gig last week at the Covent Garden Comedy Club.
Very nice.
Yeah, been having a good time. Too busy though. That's the problem. But
too much to do. But you can make time for this shit.
Always, mate. Always. Why wouldn't I make time to listen to a 90s album that I would never normally listen to?
Yeah.
Actually, do you know what though? That this week, it's the first time I can say for a while that's not actually the case. So, Krister, why don't you, without any further ado, no drum rolls, why don't you tell people what this week's record is?
This week is Prince, Graffiti Bridge.
Or strictly speaking, music from Graffiti
Music
Bridge.
from, right, indeed. And also, I guess, strictly speaking, it's not just Prince on here, there's a couple of bits.
This is a kind of, strictly speaking, a compilation. This is a soundtrack to the 1990 movie of the same name, Graffiti Bridge, which was a sequel to Purple Rain.
Oh, was it actually an official sequel?
Yeah, it's a sequel to Purple Rain. It's the same case, playing the same character, the kid. Morris Day's back in it as his arch rival.
Okay.
Have you seen the film?
No.
It's dog shit.
I kind of thought it probably would, just in as much as it was one of the, like, I think it's the third Prince film, isn't it? And he did one more after that, and it was just dramatically panned.
Yeah, I mean, the thing of this is, I mean, we'll get onto some of this stuff. Prince has got this knack of writing these quite unusual stories which translate weirdly and work in music, but when you try and put that on the big screen, I'm not always sure that it does.
Yeah.
And I think Prince is at the height of his powers at this point, and no one's really going to tell him not to. But yeah, this film was not received well. I think it was nominated for 4 or 5 Razzies. I watched this film yesterday, but I bought the Blu-ray and I sat and I watched it.
Bought the Blu-ray?
Man. Of course I did.
Jesus Christ. When you said you watched it, I assumed you'd, find it on Amazon or something for free.
No, I bought the Blu-ray. I'm not messing around, mate. I wanted the full 7.1 Holmes Thin Hour experience.
Jesus, okay.
And I guess now is as good as time. And if you listen to any of the previous podcasts, I'm a pretty dyed-in-the-wool Prince fan.
Very much, yes.
And this is a movie that really you would have to be beyond super fan. You'd have to be like in a cult where you believed that Prince was the new Messiah,
right,
to think that this was anything but a terrible film. It's basically Breakdance the movie almost. Yeah, there's a lot of kind of the basic plot of it is Prince owns a club in this small area of Minneapolis, and there's 2 other his mentor has died, and they've left the 3 clubs to Morris Day's got one of them, and has Morris Day in the time, and then what's her name, Melody Cool's got another one. And honest truth of the matter is, the reason I know that plot is because I've read the plot synopsis, because watching the film didn't necessarily. There's just a lot of stuff that happens in it. It's bollocks.
But is it a musical in as much as they sing what they're trying to say? Are the songs involved that way? Or are they just mostly background?
No. I mean, there are big features. The songs are presented as battles. There's a lot of like Prince and his crew, the New Power Generation, showing out against the evil Morris Day and the Times crew, and it's all a bit like we're expressing ourselves through the power of 90s funk.
Right.
And it's very lurid, and it's not a good film, and it pains me to say that. And Prince, who I think is an incredibly sexy man, has got this kind of long, lank, straightened hair and a beard which is overly sculpted. Right. And he's basically like the character the kids play. He's a very emo character. He's writing a lot of poetry about his dead father, which we'll get into in a moment. Okay. There's a lot of kind of really rapey stuff in there as well.
I picked up on some lyrics that are questionable.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just a weird film. Right. Normally I say, watch it for yourself, but I can't recommend. If I recommend to anyone that's listening to this that they watch it, they'll probably just stop listening to this podcast.
I see, okay. So it's a soundtrack to that film.
But he wrote most of the songs on here. It was a collaborative effort. Actually, quite a lot of the songs on here are reworkings of older songs.
I read stuff about this. So they were kind of old, unused album tracks or session tracks or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think Prince very much operated like that, though.
Yeah.
He got to a point in his life very early on in his career, because of his early success, where pretty much what he did was write music. I mean, Prince's unreleased vault of music is apparently enormous.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
And I think, even for records, he would go, okay, is this song right for this project? Is this not, there's a track on it, I can't remember which one, that was supposed to be on the Batman soundtrack.
Right.
And so he would just dip in and find things and rework things and change things around. And,
okay.
Because I think, that's the way he looked at music. It's like, okay, this is a project, where does this fit? So,
right.
I don't think that continued throughout his career. So I don't think that's, I think it's quite prominent on this, because you've got history for some of the tracks. And I
thought them, whenever I was reading up a bit of blurb on something, they were like, this was a reworking of something from 1983, an updated version to fit in with what this project is.
Yeah, exactly that. So it's an unusual record. Obviously, you've got to bear in mind, as we go through some of it, lyrically, there are lyrics on here that are designed to fit in with the story of the film.
Right.
A lot of samples on this record which are quotes from the film.
Right.
Which, are designed to tie in and don't necessarily jibe with the songs in context. We'll see.
Okay.
And there's obviously, kind of some of the writing is in character. Obviously, you've got, Morris Day's a real pantomime villain in this film. So, you've got to bear in mind some of those lyrics are written dramatically
for the villain, right? Okay.
Yeah.
This is his 12th studio album.
Yeah.
And his third UK #1 album after Love, Sexy and Batman.
Yeah, that was 3 in a row.
Was it 3 in a row? Right, okay.
Batman
was directly before this.
Yeah,
right.
And Love, Sexy was directly before that. It was chronology. I think that went. God, was it 80? Batman would have been what, 89? 88, 89?
The film was 80.
So, I think he was putting out about a record a year at this point.
And were you listening to, like, for instance, let's say Love Sexy came out 88.
Yeah.
Were you listening to it at the time?
I wasn't listening to Love Sexy. I tuned into Prince around Batman.
Right.
And I tuned into Prince because of Batman.
Gotcha, okay. So it was a big deal for you, that one, and then you worked backwards through Prince.
Yeah, exactly. And, it wasn't really... I didn't get fully into Prince until quite a bit after the fact.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, I've since corrected that in
Fair
a
enough.
very substantial way.
Would you say you have a favourite Prince song?
I have a few Prince songs, and one of them we'll get to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a lot of love for this era of Prince.
Well, I suppose if this is when you were getting into him, then...
particularly next record, Diamond and Pearls.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff on Diamonds and Pearls that I love. Get Off, man. Oh, my God.
Oh, no, Get Off is brilliant. Yeah. I wasn't into Prince really in a big way at all at the time. I knew the singles, obviously, and I remember Sign of the Times and Kiss, that kind of late 80s singles.
Yeah.
I remember Thieves in the Temple coming out, so this era, but I wasn't a big fan.
Okay.
I didn't dislike it, but it didn't make me want to investigate anymore.
Yeah, if you'd have asked me in 1990, put in order the big three of Michael Jackson, Prince and Madonna, my order would have been Michael Jackson, Madonna, Prince.
Right.
And now it would be the exact opposite of that.
Right. Well, there you go. That's what happens whenever you get more of a view on a body of work, and
yeah, and it also happens when you find out that it was a paedophile, an alleged paedophile.
This was also, I'm pretty sure I can say this truthfully. I think this is the first Prince album I've listened to from start to finish.
You're an idiot.
I don't think I've ever done a Prince album in its entirety.
How have you not listened to Purple Rain?
And because I get bored with it.
Oh, fuck off. Yeah. Are we going to fall out during this conversation?
No. I think we're fine. I think we've probably got similar views. I think if we were doing Purple Rain or one of his other big albums, we might have differences.
Fair enough. So, some context, where are we in the year?
So in the year, right, this was #1 only for 1 week as well, from the 26th of August to the 1st of September.
Right,
so, so it was 2/3 of the way through the year. So it's after Elton John, which was #1 for 5 weeks, and then this is 1 week only, in at one, and then back out again.
Fair enough, yeah. That's going to be a big fan base sell, isn't it? It's actually very critically well received, this album, in most quarters.
It seemed to be. I read some kind of reviews from the time of, like, Rolling Stone review or whatever, and people were saying that this was another really good Prince album where he's pushing the boundaries and putting his own stamp on music again. So
let's start as we always do with the cover.
Yeah, okay, the cover. I'm assuming these are mostly images from the movie.
Yeah, this is the movie poster, basically.
Right. I think that's bollocks.
Oh, it's not his finest work, is it?
No.
I mean, basically, what we've got a photo montage, but I can't work out if that's drawn or whether it's photographed, right? But if it's photographed, it's heavily airbrushed. What it looks most like to me is, like the artwork you get on the waltzer at a travelling fair.
Oh God. Right. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's kind of got that vibe to it. It's got a bit of the weird kind of odd Princey imagery. There's a little bit of a kind of a vaguely Salvador Dali in the early 90s vibe to it.
Yeah.
I'd say something that is interesting though is you see that, and he wears this in the film, but see he's got the man symbol earring.
Oh yeah,
which is very close to, in a couple of years, the symbols, the love symbol.
Right, sure,
okay. So it's interesting. He wears that earring throughout the film, and it's obviously the start of what that will evolve into.
Right, I see.
Let's not dwell on the cover too much.
No, it's pretty arse. It looks like it's, like you say, put together. Pretty slipshod.
It is very quintessentially 90s, though, I would say.
Yeah.
And we've seen worse album covers.
Oh, we absolutely have. Yeah, but this is, bottom league of the album covers we've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're fair. That's fair. But at least it's not just a picture of him on a black background staring into space.
No, it could have been more 90s. That's true.
Right, so, first track is called
Can't Stop This Feeling I Got.
Okay.
Opening track. And again, having not seen the film, is this like over the credits? Is this like straight in open?
Do you know what? I should have made a note of exactly where everything is. The thing of the movie is there's music all over all of it. So
is there? All right.
I can't. There are certain bits where it's obvious where it is, but I can't.
It's just this sounds to me. We'll play a bit of this, but it sounds to me like this is over the opening credits of the film.
Probably. I'm not saying it's not.
Oh, okay, right. Well, let's play a wee bit of this.
Everybody wanna see you devil and come. Being a real man's the big bold hang around for the kill. So the bigger the hole, the bigger we feel. Making hits with all they got. But you know what? You can't stop.
And it's Kenny Loggins.
It is exactly. It's just pure Footloose and it's holiday rock again.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
I was not expecting this.
Sure.
I mean, I haven't listened to this. I have heard this album, but I don't own it. And I probably haven't heard it since the early 90s.
Right, okay.
I think I probably had a tape of it or something like that. And I'd forgotten this track. And it's like, oh, this is Footloose.
It's crazy.
I wasn't expecting this.
From Prince. Such a sort of weird white bread.
Yeah.
Ridiculous Kenny Loggins-esque tune.
Yeah. And my initial reaction was from, obviously I'm going to go into this wanting to like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to recoil from this song. I was like, oh no, I don't want to. But then the funny thing is, by the time you're into the second verse of it, like the keys in it have started to get their hooks into me, and the little guitar licks. And it's just, there's just something about the way that Prince puts songs together, and just the little bits and pieces that are in the production. There's just something that will get hold of you. And by the time we get to about halfway through and the guitar solo starts, I am all in on this song.
Are you?
Yeah.
It got you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was like, oh, I don't know about this. And then don't get me wrong, it's not the best thing on the record, but it's a stomper. And the guitar solo that comes in, and then the bridge starts, and that's the thing you can never. And I come across this a few times. You can't write one of these songs off from the start of it because they're going to change significantly throughout.
Okay, I see.
You got the main motifs, but that guitar solo that comes in at about 2 minutes 30 is wonderful.
Let's see if we can find the guitar solo. Right.
Love that.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's so much fun, though. Listen, a little, and then it just goes into this. Cleans it out. This feels like quite 80s soundtrack here, doesn't it?
Oh, it's the whole song is pure 80s soundtrack. Yeah.
But then, as it starts to fade out, another guitar solo starts and just fades, and you're like, I want to hear all of this.
Right, I actually did. I did like the last bit of the outro. I like that feel of it.
Yeah. So odd choice to start the record with.
Indeed, yes. Yeah, not the feel of the rest of it.
No, you're like, okay, where are we? I don't know what this is. This is, this is a sequel to Purple Rain. This doesn't sound like Prince.
No.
Right, so that's that one.
And the other thing about this one is it makes sense whenever you do think of it that these are reworked songs.
Yeah. That
this is from 1982. That's when he wrote it the first time, and it sounds like a song from 1982. Sure. It doesn't sound like a song from 1990.
Exactly that.
So yeah, I get that, but it doesn't sound like he's done a lot to it from 1982.
No, it's unusual way to open it, but it does open it with a fair amount of pace.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And we've discussed this before a few times that for your first track, you need to have something that is a big opener, and that's an opener. That's fine.
Okay, so it's track 2. Mm-hmm. This was the first of the singles they released?
No, second single.
This is it's called New Power Generation.
Yeah. This was released in October of 1990, this one.
And obviously New Power Generation is the name of the band that he's just formed, which is replacing the Revolution.
Right, so this is the first time we've been introduced to them, yeah?
Yeah.
I see, okay, fine.
Let down your funky weapon.
Yeah, y'all. Yes, mate.
Big noise in the night.
I just heard that and I thought, boom, we're in.
Right, this is more like the Prince you expect. I do like those little kind of minor keys as well.
People living, this is my world too. I can help what's cool to us, might be strange to you. Breathing, we borrow some of your air. The problem with you and your kind is you don't know love is there. Lay down your funky weapon.
But this song, right, lyrically, it's like, I like two things. I like fucking and making music. Right?
Yep.
I'm good at both of them.
yeah, I suspect he was quite a demon in bed.
Lyrically, this is a terrible song in many ways. It's
Sure.
No, terrible is the wrong way, but it's basic. The lyrics are basically some corporate types want to shut down the ice rink.
Yeah, really, exactly. Hey, the man. Yeah,
it's that, but the tune is so incredibly and ridiculously funky that you don't really care.
No, this is a good one. I enjoyed this for sure. And I don't remember this from the time. I knew it was whenever they said they released a single called New Power Generation. Oh yeah, of course they did. Don't remember it.
Now, I do remember this, but do you notice in this as well, production-wise, you got the Wu-Tang Sword Swipes 3 years before Enter 36 Chambers comes out.
Okay.
As obviously reused by The Prodigy for Breathe.
Well, quite, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't recall hearing those in a tune before this. I mean, if you're a more avid music listener of the Sword Swipes, please let us know.
I do, yeah. I like that. I did notice there was some very strange kind of carnival music in the middle of it as well. There's sort of I get back to the waltzer thing, some weirdness going on.
Maybe he went to like a bank holiday fair before he recorded this record. This is just that quintessential, like unstoppable Prince, like funk stomp. It's just like boom, bang, boom, bang. The production is super deep as well, and that's something throughout. It's like that Prince really, really knows where to put an instrument, because that's the thing when you're that guy. And you're sitting there and you're writing on your own and you can play everything.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that wants that there. So you just pick it up and do it.
Sure, that's true, actually.
The main I put here, right, is this song. Is New Kids on the Block record we listened to a couple of weeks ago, right? This is what they think they sound like.
Yeah.
They're fucking wrong.
Yeah, they are. But what exactly, by the way, what do you think a funky weapon is?
I mean, it's going to be someone's cock.
Is it James Brown's dick?
I don't know, maybe.
I like that. If it is, I'm into it. And also, like you say, throughout this album, one of the main themes is fucking, is sex. I saw that on the UK single release of this, I think it was. There are B-sides. One of them is called Lubricated Lady.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And the other one is called Love Left, Love Right, which is about threesomes.
Nice.
So in this one, he's not going all out, oh, by the way, here's some fucking.
Yeah.
But he's absolutely just all about the fucking still.
Yeah, of course, man. I mean, isn't it strange to think that a few years after this that he would become a Jehovah's Witness?
I know. Isn't that bizarre?
Isn't it?
And would go door to door in his hometown trying to get people to change their minds.
I mean, I would invite him in.
He must be the most invited Jehovah's Witness in the world, in people's houses.
Yeah, I mean, I would be like, okay, I'm interested in repenting. Now tell me about all the things you had to repent from.
Yeah.
And tell me why they were bad in lurid detail while I record all of it.
Yeah, man. That's be bizarre. But no, that is a good song.
Yeah.
That is a good song.
Track 3 is Release It.
Release It, yes. So this is the first one credited to The Time.
Yeah. So Morris Day and The Time. Written by Prince and Morris Day, I think.
Yo, Stella, if you think I'm afraid of you, Grace, if you so much as think I came do to do, girl, if you dream I came to jerk around, you better wake up and release it.
Yes, mate.
There you go. There's your beat.
Come on, you can't argue with that, can
No,
you?
I mean, this is a classic drum break. Used very well.
Let's get this party funkin' right. Come on.
Yeah, and it goes on as such.
Listen to me now.
Yeah.
Release it.
Okay, so in the film, is this the first time that we've seen Morris Day?
Yeah, I think this is basically Morris Day comes to Prince's club to say that he wants to. He's trying to extort money from the kid, basically. And the kid says something to him, and it ends up with Morris Day and his crew doing this song on a stage,
Right,
to show that they're badasses.
They're the big boys in town.
And then everyone in the club leaves and goes to Morris Day's club at the end of it.
Right. Well, fair enough. That's if I heard some people singing this one, I'd be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
they seem pretty fucking fly.
Yeah, man. This is, I mean, it's just, again, that big kind of 90s stomp funk.
Yeah.
That break, it's so good.
It is. I mean, it's an old 70s drum break that's been used in hip hop a lot, but that's a brilliant use of it. It's a really good, in your face, drums to the fore smack.
And then you've got that, again, it fits with the character, but you've got that in the face kind of super braggadocio vocal. And then we got our old favourite of the 90s, the sax solo.
Sax solo. If there was any song that shouldn't have a sax solo, you'd think this probably won't have one.
Yeah.
Surely this one.
I know,
Where are they coming out with
but
this?
it's a good sax solo, though, isn't
And
it?
you know who does it?
Is it Candy Dulfer?
It's Candy Dulfer.
Yeah, she does a few on this.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Lily was here as well. You know what I mean? Lily was all over this bitch.
Jesus, no, it's so bizarre. And the lyrics in this one are, I guess if you're saying it was written from the point of view of the baddie, it makes more sense because there are some questionable lyrics in this
for
one.
Sure, man. And the thing is, like, the good thing about this song, right, is it's got this kind of relentless pace to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't let up at all, right?
Yeah.
And in some ways that's good because you don't have enough time to reflect that some of it is questionable.
Yeah, it is. It's a little bit fucking pickup artist.
Well, not even that, but there's some production stabs and bits and pieces in there, like, oh yeah, no, that's. But it's passed me by at such a pace, and I've just been caught up with this beat and the bass line. I'm all right with it.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I'm 3 for 3 on this record so far.
Okay. You see, the first one I'm not a fan of. I don't particularly like that.
Okay, but as I say, I started off when I record. I don't like it as much as these two.
Sure,
but it's enough that I'll give it a pass. It's
right, no, that's fine. And 2 and 3 definitely for me are winners.
In fact, I'm going to go as far as saying this is the best 3-track opening to any record we've listened to so far.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I can't think of one that I can put forward to say that there's a better one.
Well, it wasn't Phil Collins.
No, it wasn't Phil Collins. It wasn't the Christians.
It fucking wasn't the Christians.
It wasn't Sinead O'Connor.
No.
It wasn't. After that, it was Soul to Soul.
No, it wasn't that.
No. And then
It wasn't New Kids on the Block.
New Kids and wasn't Elton. No, okay. I can't argue with that. Something I found out, I was looking up to try and remind myself who the drum beat was. It's a beat by Tara Parr. But,
By who?
You are Tara Parr.
Tara Parr.
Yeah.
So Chris is from Northern Ireland. He said words funny. Weirdo.
But then I was looking to see who else might have used the beat or who else used Prince or Prince's sample. And there is, it turns out, a remix, and it was only released in the UK, of 9 Inch Nails' Head Like a Hole.
What?
That uses this Prince song, right?
No.
Yeah, so I'm going to play a bit of this. It's not on Spotify, so I've got it, I've downloaded it. And yeah, here we go.
Legally, of course.
Yep. So obviously, that's straight out of this Prince song.
I mean,
This was an official release as well. This isn't just like a bootleg thing.
this is good at that time when people are releasing every remix available.
Oh yeah, I mean there were on the US version of this there were like 12 mixes.
This who was it? Was it like Bomb the Bass or someone?
It didn't say. It just says.
That sounds like something Bomb the Bass would have done.
Maybe so, but it's just called Head Like a Hole brackets Opal. And all the other mixes were like Head Like a Hole Silver or blah blah blah, lots of different ones, and that was Opal. It was only released in the UK, but it's got a sample from this one, and it's also got a sample from a Prince song called Tambourine off his Around the World in a Day album. So it makes me wonder if Trent Reznor was a Prince fan. I don't know.
I wonder.
Whenever he was late 80s.
I find it very unlikely that he wasn't.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think anyone, like game respects game and all that.
Right.
I think if you whenever you speak to anyone that cares about music in any way, shape or form, Prince is always someone that kind of comes up, isn't he?
Yeah, universally respected, really. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, but I thought that was a strange one that...
that's nuts, I never heard that. That's great.
Me neither. Not at all.
I'm not sure I like it.
Well, it's
first listen.
It sounds like they've almost just taken that beat for 16 bars, put the very, very start of Head Like a Hole over it, and then gone into Head Like a Hole proper.
Okay.
So it almost sounds like a cut and paste rather than a real use of it. I don't know.
Probably something Aphex Twin just knock that shit up in 2 minutes for insane amounts of money.
Yeah.
Anyway, so track 4, The Question of You.
The Question of You,
the
right.
You, of course, being written in the traditional Prince style.
Yes.
A you.
So we got a bluesy one, this.
Yeah, kind of squelchy, isn't it?
What is the answer
Bluesy ballad.
to the question of you? What do I look for?
I started this one
What shall I do?
being like, okay, we've had the first 3, so okay, I suppose it's time for a bit of a lull.
Yeah.
But then, again, within about a minute of this song, I was all in on this.
Okay.
You kind of just, I really, really like that vocal. Then once you've got this kind of this kind of grand room-filling guitar solo that kind of comes in.
Yeah, there's a big solo in this one.
And then there's these kind of the hand claps and the do really interesting things with the rhythm of it. They just kind of subvert the sound of it from being what you would normally expect it to sound like. And then a little way into it, I don't know, it's just something about the feel of it. Obviously, he's just done Batman.
Yes.
Danny Elfman did the soundtrack to Batman.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
And I think the back end of this song has got a real Danny Elfman feel to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you listen to it, it's kind of got that, not manic in the way that Danny Elfman stuff is, but when the kind of the more orchestral stuff with the...
There's that harpsichord comes in.
Yeah.
And a flute. Yeah.
And it's got that kind of soundtracky feel, and it's got a little bit of that kind of dark whimsicality that... Is whimsicality a word?
Why not?
Why fucking
Done.
not? Exactly.
Yeah.
It's English. We're English.
Yeah, you can say what you want.
I'm English. You're whatever
Yeah.
the fuck you are. But if you're Northern Irish, please don't. I'm only joking. I'm not really a daft racist. Anyway, yeah, but I was thinking, maybe he's just been, maybe he's picked up on that from working on that.
That's an interesting take. I thought it was kind of a strange place for him to go, bringing the harpsichord and the flute in, 3/4 of the way through the song. I'm fine. I think it works okay. Yeah. But I was just surprised that he'd done that in essence. But yeah, that could be. He's taking some cues from that. You never know.
Yeah, it's got that self-reflective vibe in it lyrically. I really liked it. At this point, whenever I'm this deep into an album, I'm kind of waiting to hear the one that I don't like.
Well, sure. Well, all right. You're going up a ramp. It's going to have to tail off.
Exactly. Yeah. So but really like this one. Thought it fitted in really nicely with the record. I thought it was about the right time for that pace change on it. Really, really liked it.
I think I was pretty similar to you in that whenever it first started, I was like, oh right, this is a ballad. Whatever, don't really care. But then it was that much more blues tinged, downbeat minor key again, and it made it much more interesting than if it was just a slow love song, that sort of shit.
The one thing you can say about all 4 of these songs so far is they're all interesting.
Sure. Okay,
so track 5 is called
Elephants and Flowers. Yes,
that's flowers.
Flowers. Elephants and Flowers.
Yeah.
for those of you who can't see, Dave's getting well into this one.
I love this. For those of you who can't see, everyone apart from you.
Okay. All right. Elephants and Flowers.
Dude, I love that. You've kind of got that again. I don't want to say funk rock stomp more times in this, but I'm gonna say it again at some point. And you just there's just everything in its place throughout the production. There's just interesting little bits coming in here and there. It creates a kind of a world and a feel where you know you're in a Prince song. Mm-hmm. You know you're in a Prince song. It's got these kind of elegiac kind of lyrics that start coming into it.
Yeah, we're starting to see a bit of religion metaphors and stuff.
We've got these kind of the gaudy stuff coming in a little bit. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, outstandingly on this, and this is the first time I started really thinking about it, and you can apply it back, but it's what he does with melodies in vocal production. He just does all these little things. There's so many layers in the lyrics and the vocals all the time. Obviously, he's brought in new power generation. Mm-hmm. There's some strong singers. There's a lot of great backing vocals throughout this record. But the things he's doing with his own voice, where he's kind of harmonising with himself in the production, and there's just like little bits you can just hear kind of little effects that he's put on the vocals and stuff here and there, and it just makes them sound so unique. Okay. And I just absolutely love it. And you got the kind of the scratching that comes through, all the kind of the percussive stuff that comes back towards the end of it, and again, just kind of got that screaming guitar that runs in it. This is a real favourite of mine on this record.
Really? Because this one didn't do it for me at all.
I love this record.
Right. Because I thought this was just an also-ran of a song.
No, I didn't.
I didn't read into it or kind of analyse it as much as you at all. I didn't think about the layers and the production. But it completely washed over me, and I thought it was a bit of a nothing.
See, I think this is just a record that the more you hear it, the more you'll enjoy it, I think. I really like this one, so I'm 5 for 5 at it.
I'm 3 for 5.
Okay.
I'm 3 for 5, which, to be honest, is a fucking good ratio from what we've done now. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Right, nice one. Number 6 then?
Round and Round.
Round and Round. Now, this is not made for a Belfast accent. Round and Round. Elephants and Flowers, Round and Round. Right, so.
When you say this is not made for a Belfast accent, what you mean is the English language.
Fuck you.
So this is a Ted and Campbell song?
Yes. It was also on his album at the time, I think, wasn't it? From reading up.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of like a electro kind of drum machine break.
Was Tevin Campbell like 10 at the time?
Yeah, he's a little kid.
Is he? Alright.
This is a song he comes out and he's dancing. I don't think, a strong presence in this film. He's notably bad at the lip sync and the stuff.
Oh, is it? Okay.
In that way that child actors can be.
Well, sure.
My main problem here is I just don't really like his voice.
No, that's not my main problem with this song. Is I think it sounds tinny and shit, and like Casio badness.
Yeah, I mean this to me, this is the first kind of miss for me on this record.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy. I mean, I don't mind some of that electro bass and some nice little bits in backing vocals here and there. There's also the weird choice when you consider where we are. There's the kind of the very, very almost plagiarised soul to soul violin stabs that are in it, which are just like Back to Life.
Right.
Okay. I don't hate this song, but it's utterly forgettable.
Right. I would go so far as to say it's actually a bad song. I think this is a bad song.
Oh, no, I think it's a bad song. I don't hate it.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
I'm not like, this is. I mean, compared to some of the shit we've listened to, right?
No.
I would listen to this over 80% of that Fleetwood Mac album we had to listen to.
Yeah, no, I really, this grates on me.
Yeah, but so did that whole record.
Right.
But no, this is not a good song. I'm not into it.
No, it's one of only, I think, 2 completely new songs that he wrote for this as well. Yeah. Everything else was like we said, the updated version or a reworking or something like this. But this was a brand new one, and to me it sounds like a bad 1990 song.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. It sounds of its time, and it sounds of what I didn't like at that time.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. I'm with you. This is not a good one for me. I mean, I would say at this point, this is probably a good moment to take a break around and see what else is going on.
That is true. We've done 6 tracks, and okay, so you're 5 for 6.
5 for 6, yeah.
That's good, mate. Okay, I'm 3 for 6, which I'm fine with. But yeah, let's have a wee look and see what else is going on in the world of the album charts, etc. So, like I say, this was late August. We've got a couple of new things in the album top 10, but not a great amount. And because this was only number 1 for 1 week, there's not a lot. I'm not looking at a big breadth of time. So,
seeing this is a double album, that's probably for the best. Yeah,
true enough, man. So number 10 in the charts this week is a new one. Is the Pixies' Bossa Nova.
Okay.
Yeah, and I admit this was 1990. I had friends who were into the Pixies, trying to get me into them, or I should have been into them more than I was at the time. I knew Debaser. You know, right. I knew a couple of Come On Pilgrim, this sort of thing. But when a Bossa Nova came out, I wasn't aware. I didn't buy it at the time, didn't listen to it at the time. It was months, maybe even close to a year after that I really started listening to that.
Well, you know, I mean, Pixies are one of the big bands that got away from me. They're a band that I should be into, but I'm not.
Right.
I have a dance floor relationship with the big singles from dancing to them in indie clubs because you couldn't get away from them.
Well, yeah, indeed.
But for whatever reason, I never delved into the Pixies at the time. And I think by the time I went and did try, I think I'd missed the moment a little bit.
True enough.
I think other things in my life have probably taken the place that the Pixies would have.
Fine, yeah.
So, you know, in the same with some things you just can't, I don't think you can go back to in the same way.
Oh, completely.
You have to, I think music's weird like that. Sometimes you have to discover things for yourself in a way.
You have to be there at the time.
Yeah, and you know, I know there's a million Pixies fans that would disagree with me, but it's just never quite, I don't think the Pixies are bad in any way, shape or form. I recognise them for what they are, but they've just never quite been my band. They've never been my band.
And I am not as big a fan as some of my friends. Yeah. I do think they're brilliant. I think they are a fantastic band. And whenever I go back and listen to Bossa Nova, it is a great album. It really is. But at the time, I wasn't paying any attention.
And when I think about some of the records I do have big relationships with, I do think about, you know, shooting myself.
Yeah, there's some you can't justify.
Yeah, and I'm looking around and I'm like, I know that second Korn album better than the Pixies. And it's like, fucking hell, really? What's wrong with me?
God. Number 9 this week is Roxette's Look Sharp.
Wicked.
So, fair enough. What was the name of their best of that we looked up?
Oh, was it Don't Bore Us, Get Us to the Chorus?
Don't Bore Us, Get to the Chorus. That's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Exactly. Number 8, and knowing you are a big fan, I wonder if you had this album, Duran Duran's Liberty.
I don't think I had it at the time. I think I have owned it at some point on a charity shop.
Oh, okay.
This is the fallow period for Duran Duran. This is
so,
This is after they've done the comeback with 3 members, and they put out some pretty good stuff. When they put out like Notorious and All She Wants Is, and that stuff that had a slightly kind of.
When was that? Late 80s?
That's late 80s.
Okay, right, yeah.
Skin Trade and stuff like that. And then this record, I can't even tell you what's on it.
I looked up to see what the single was. Yeah. Didn't recognise one song.
Yeah. This is before they came back with the Wedding album, which would have been a couple of years later.
Okay.
Which had Come Undone.
Oh, right. I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is an actually very good record.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Have you ever listened to their covers album?
No, but I've heard a couple of it. I've heard the hip-hop ones, and they're awful.
Oh, mate, it's so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
Ill-judged. Yeah.
I saw Duran Duran, like, were you at that gig?
No, but I remember you talking about it.
I think you got me tickets for it, actually.
Possible.
But yeah, went to see them and played the hits. It was amazing. And then when they played some of the new stuff and they had videos of them coming out of flowers and stuff, it's like, lads.
Right.
More power. I mean, you know what though, right? If someone told me tomorrow, it's a new Duran Duran single out, it's excellent, I wouldn't be surprised.
Really?
I still think that I almost expect them at some point to put something out good again. It's one of those bands, you know. I think you got an eye for a pop single. You got an eye for a pop single.
Maybe so.
An ear, maybe. More appropriately.
Yeah, true. 7 is New Kids on the Block, Step by Step.
Yeah.
Which we've done. Number 6, Phil Collins, but seriously.
Jesus.
Still there.
August.
Yeah.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah. From I think it was end of November 89, wasn't it?
I mean, why was that record so big? And why does no one talk about it now?
No, absolutely. Then next one is Michael Bolton's Soul Provider, which I'm sure is hilarious, but I've never bothered to listen.
I love the fact that it's called Soul Provider. It's like he's like a service. He's like, you can imagine it painted on the side of a van.
I like to think that it's more like, well, it's not your soul, it's not my soul, it's our soul.
And that's why everyone says, here's Michael Bolton. He's like our soul man.
He's got our soul.
He's got our soul man.
Oh, cheap laughs. Number 4. Number 4 is John Bon Jovi's Blaze of Glory Young Guns 2 soundtrack.
Fuck me, I had that.
Did you? I loved this single, the actual Blaze of Glory song. I fucking loved it. Never had the soundtrack.
Oh, I had it on tape. I'm pretty sure if I heard that now, I would know all the songs on it.
Really?
I listened to it a lot. Yeah.
Sweet. I mean,
what's wrong with me?
There you go. Yeah. Didn't listen to the Pixies, but fucking John Bon Jovi.
Mate, but I mean, I love the film. I had a poster on my wall of the Young Guns.
Nice, okay.
The original one. I got it from a video shop. You know, when you go to a video shop and ask if you could have their old posters.
Yes.
Yes, mate.
Wicked, mate. Number 3, Elton John, Sleeping with the Past, which we did last week. Number 2 is the 3 Tenors in Concert.
Oh, good.
Which we will be visiting in the future.
Yeah.
Briefly.
Oh, mate, really?
Yeah, indeed.
Why do you do this?
Oh, fuck's no. We spy on petard. But there were only 2 other albums I could see released in this time period of note. But these are 2 goodies.
Okay.
First, LL Cool J's Mama Said Knock You Out.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, man. Yes, absolutely. Mate. 1990, Mama Said Knock You Out. And I still put the title track of that as one of my favourite hip hop songs.
Oh, it's one of the greatest hip hop songs of all time.
Yeah.
And some other good stuff on that record. There's Jingling Babies on that record.
It's not bad.
Go on, Jingling Baby. Go ahead, baby.
It's good. But I was reminded whenever just thinking about Mama Said Knock You Out, I do love that MC Pitman song, which starts off, "Don't call me a hunchback." Top quality.
Fucking Pitman. It was so good. If you never listen to MC Pitman, it's basically a rapper from early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, who just basically parody hip-hop songs from the perspective of being a northern coal miner stroke scally.
Yeah. Indeed, and it works for some reason.
From the streets? What fucking street? Coronation Street?
I wonder if he's still going.
I wonder
if he's got like social media we can friend him.
Oh yeah, I wonder. Get him on the podcast.
Imagine. And then the other one that came out this week is Vanilla Ice to the Extreme.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised I didn't go to number 1.
Apparently not. I bet you what happened was it was released and did a slow climb and then was kept off at Christmas.
Maybe. Vanilla Ice.
I reckon that's the most likely.
Discography. UK album peaked at number 4.
4, right.
Number 1 in the US.
Right, yeah.
End of decade charts. 20th in the US Billboard.
At the end of the 90s?
Of the 90s.
Holy shit.
20th biggest album in the 90s.
Fuck, okay, that's massive then.
Yeah, it was a fucking enormous record. It's had 6 studio albums, 13 singles.
He's only had 13 singles. That surprises me.
Play that funky music, Ice Ice Baby, I Love You, Cool as Ice, Everybody Get Loose, featuring Naomi Campbell, Rolling In with 5.0, 91, Satisfaction, Road to My Riches, Roll 'Em Up, The Wrath, Get Loose, Too Cold, Snafu, featuring Jimmy Pop, Nothing Is Real.
Jimmy Pop from the Bloodhound Gang.
Yeah, it's 2001.
Right.
Get Your Ass Up, featuring Perla, The Weed Song, featuring Rahan in 2002, Hot 6, Elvis Killed Kennedy, featuring Chuck D and Rahan.
What? What?
Survivor, Tell Me Why, featuring Gemini and Zeno. Ice Ice Baby re-recording 2008.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. Turn It Up, All on Halloween, featuring the Insane Clown Posse 2007. 2011, Jump Around.
Fuck. Oh, God. Oh, no, I think I've heard that version.
Mate, my favourite though is 2012, Ice Ice Baby Zumba remix.
Oh, God, vanilla.
That's
Jesus
so bad,
Christ,
isn't it?
that's shocking.
Zumba remix.
What the fuck, mate?
Oh, mate. Oh, and how about 2010, as a featured artist, Under Pressure, Ice Ice Baby, Jedward featuring Vanilla Ice.
Oh, no.
From the album Planet Jedward.
That happened. Oh, my
Yeah.
Christ.
How much, I mean,
That's disgraceful.
how much disrespect for yourself did you have? You had a 1996, you had a guest appearance on the Bloodhound Gang's One Fierce Beer Coaster. Who else did you feature with? The Insane Clown Posse on Swallow This Nut. From Forgotten Freshness Volume 4. Who else was he with? This is some bad shit.
What is... Man. Oh, fuck. He must look back at his career and go, oh, it all started so well.
Oh my god, that's so fucking bad.
It's just wall-to-wall dog shit. Okay, but when it came out, Vanilla Ice, in 1990, did you have the album?
I think someone I knew had it, so I didn't have to. No, my mate Lee Vincent had it on vinyl, so I would borrow it off him.
Right.
I knew the album fairly well.
I see. Right. I loved Ice Ice Baby.
So did I.
Yeah.
I didn't know Queen though. I didn't know Under Pressure.
No.
I just thought this is fucking brilliant. I can't believe he's come up with this.
Yeah. Genius, mate.
I still know all the lyrics to Ice Ice Baby. I can do it off the top of my head.
I bet you could.
Yeah.
I bet it'd stick you in karaoke. Don't even need to scream.
But mate, I don't need it. I know all of them. And I fucking never listened to the Pixies.
Oh, there's a special place in hell for people like us, man. Well, that's all there really was. Anyway, this 1 week in 1990 that's worth talking about. So, back into Prince, I guess. Back into Graffiti Bridge.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, we're now at track number 7.
Weekend Funk.
Weekend Funk. So, featuring George Clinton.
Yep. He's also in the film.
Oh, is he in the... He's not part in that. I see. Is he one of Prince's crew? Or?
No, he's got his own crew.
Oh, he's a separate crew. Okay.
So we are into what I would describe as the sex section of the album.
The erection section.
The erection section, yeah. The dirty couch. You know, in every nightclub you've ever been to, there's a dirty couch in there.
Don't sit there, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh mate, look, some snails have been here. It's horrible. Anyway, yeah, but so this is a reworking of a track from Purple Rain. Well, strictly speaking, it's on the special. It's on the bonus editions of Purple Rain. It's a song called "We Can Fuck" by Prince and Revolution.
Sure, okay.
But it's had a G-funk reworking here.
Obviously, it sounds like a George Clinton track. It sounds like Parliament.
It sounds like something that Dre would sample 3 years later. So we're in a pervy Prince territory. Mm-hmm. I mean, the main lyric, "I'll gladly pee in anybody's cup."
That stood out to me.
Yeah, and I'm testing positive.
I'm testing positive for the funk. I'll gladly pee in anybody's cup.
Yeah.
Right, cheers, Prince. Yeah. I didn't want to fucking have that image at all.
We can rewrite the Kama Sutra, but with fewer words.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Prince is on full, I'm going to do something unpleasant to you on any surface.
Yeah.
I'm not that, but I don't find the main body of this song that interesting.
Well, to be honest, I don't like Parliament. I love Funkadelic.
Yeah.
But whenever they moved towards Parliament, and it was more of that, what is now G-funk sound, that kind of squelchy synths.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
Yeah, I mean, we've disagreed about this over the years, mainly around Dre's The Chronic and Snoop Dogg's.
Indeed.
That sound. I I kind of do love it. I know you don't care for it.
Yeah.
This to me is not even a good example of that.
No, I think it's bad Parliament.
Yeah. This is. I mean, this is. It's not great. It as with a lot of these songs, it gets more interesting midway through.
I noticed the same. From about 3 minutes in, there's more shit going on.
Yeah, it's another one of these songs on here that's got quite an overblown outro where he just starts throwing stuff in, and it's just fun.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a lot more fun. So it's fine, but again, I would have been perfectly happy if they'd have lost this track off the album.
Oh, really? You would skip this listening through again? I mean, I'll see if I can find kind of halfway through here. It gets better as he's chucking more stuff in. I don't know, it's a bit denser. Yeah. And a bit more, not ominous, but... That's shit. This is definitely more interesting.
Yeah. Did you listen to the original?
I listened to some of it because it's 10 minutes long.
No, I mean it's not really a finished song.
No, that's true. Yeah.
It's not great. It's pervy Prince, but
this is spectacularly pervy though.
Yeah, but I mean Prince is often at his best when he's pervy. It's like Cream is fucking great. Get Off is
incredible. Get Off is just overblown pervert.
I would say pound for pound Get Off is my favourite Prince song.
Mine is either Get Off or Alphabet Street.
I love Alphabet Street.
Yeah.
Thing is, that's the problem. If we start naming Prince songs, a lot of the time my favourite Prince song is the song I'm listening to.
The last one you heard that you're like, yeah. But in terms of, because again, you're a bigger fan of Prince than I am. You know his songs more. Is this, because I was surprised at how overtly, gross sex this was. Does he do that a lot?
I mean...
when your cup overflows, I'm testing positive and I'll pee some more. That sort of shit. Is that normal for Prince?
I mean, no, it's particularly...
It's graphic.
It's particularly graphic, but I mean, there's a lot of sex in Prince songs.
Okay, sex, definitely. There's a lot of, I want to do you, you want to do me.
Oh no, there is a lot of, there's some fairly, kind of graphic bits and pieces out there,
Fair play. But I quite
obviously,
enjoy the whole thing.
the whole kind of masturbating to a magazine.
True, yes.
That's on the first record.
Yeah, okay. That is true. I don't know, it took me by surprise.
Okay. Well,
but I'm fine with it because it's almost comedically filthy.
You need to delve deeper, my friend.
Maybe
you need
so.
to go yourself on a little Prince journey.
Get myself a little
I'll
fucking
Prince
sex tape. Oh God.
A Prince? Oh no, I don't want to see that. No, I don't want to see it. I mean, I just can't. I don't want to see it.
Like I said, this doesn't do it particularly for me because the sound isn't to my liking. But I think as it gets going and more stuff comes in and more stuff is added, I get into it.
Cool. All right. Great. So track 8.
Track 8. Joy in Repetition.
Pimps and things like to hang outside and cuss.
This is the kind of the exception to the sex songs, really, isn't it, I suppose?
What do you mean?
This isn't like a super
in
song.
this section. Yeah, fair. Again, that sounds a little bit like Flight of the Conchords to me when they do that vocal. And also it sounds like his Sign of the Times, that style of vocal.
But what I like about this is it's quite sparse musically, but obviously he's telling the story through it. He's telling a story about kind of seeing this girl in a club. And there's just something in the phrasing of it that draws me into the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I was talking about before. This is the kind of nonsense story that he writes that somehow works because it creates this mental image of this, of this world that he's inhabiting, right? But then when he tries to put that world on screen, it's like, oh no, hang on, this is fucking nonsense.
Right.
One of those things where it's like this is, as an abstract thing, there's this thing that exists in music, and it's just this kind of, it's great, and I really like the story. But then in the movie where you start illustrating it and putting kind of reality around it, and it becomes less cartoonish, it becomes more cartoonish, and therefore it's like, this is just nonsense.
Do you think, would it help? Because I can't even think who directed the film at all. No idea.
Prince did.
Oh well, that's why. Do you think if he had an actual proper director who could keep him in line and go, no, we're not doing that because that's a stupid idea, do you reckon it could have been a better film?
I mean,
could someone have interpreted it for him?
I think if he'd have had someone to sit down with him at the start of it and go, well, these are the ideas you want to put across, then but not from the script that existed and the concept that existed, it's fucked from the outset.
Is it? All right,
it's
fair enough.
nonsense.
I see. Well, it sounds like what you're saying is Prince was going to do whatever he wanted and no one could tell him anything else.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of money that Purple Rain made, it's a sequel to Purple Rain. The studio would have been like, you've got to do a sequel to Purple Rain. And, he did.
Oh, shit.
Movie did not do well.
No, made grossed $4.2 million apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
Rubbish.
Album did well though, so that's fine.
Well, I mean, the album got to number 1 in the UK. It didn't get to number 1 in the States.
No, but,
But it's only sold a lot.
But but you can do volumes out there. So.
Yeah, that's very true. I did think it was weird. I mean, the joy and repetition is obviously the title. He's gone very literal on that because he says joy and repetition 15 times at the end of this song.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, the song's called Joy and Repetition, but the time the song gets less interesting and less joyful is when the repetition starts.
Oh, fucking just end.
Yeah, but but there's the big guitar over the fade out again. I mean, this song, I did write on here, this song does outstay as well.
Yeah, and this is something we've talked about before as well. When songs are 7 minutes long and they don't need to be.
Yeah.
I haven't really felt that on this.
No, I haven't. This is the first one that I was like, okay, this one has overstayed as well.
And this is only 5 minutes long as well.
But again, I did like this song.
Oh, really? Okay.
Overall, I liked this song. I liked it less towards the end,
right?
Which is again the opposite of the way a lot of these songs are. But I was interested enough in it to start off with, and and the story and the way it was going. I was like, I don't know how it held up to a lot of repeated listens. I don't, it might turn up being something. It's definitely an album track.
Sure. Okay. It kind of is another one that sort of just washed over me, and then I got a bit annoyed with it at the end.
Yeah.
I would definitely skip this.
So track number 9 is another The Time song.
The Time, yes. So track number 9 is Love Machine.
Yes.
Love Machine. Yeah. Hey, yeah.
I got the toys to turn your body out. I got the noise to make you scream and shout. The love machine take your body higher. 'Cause if you don't, then I know you're a liar.
Don't lie. You want some love that'll make you cry. 17 tons looking from the neck down, moving in a quick speed.
Again, this is a very, very pervy song. This is about a love machine. I mean, it is. It's called Love Machine. It's a fuck machine.
Yeah.
You got that female pop soul vocal.
The chorus.
I mean, again, it's like the first time song. It stomps along, doesn't it?
No, you see, the first one, I guess maybe because of that really upbeat drum sample they used, that held me the entire time. This dragged. This absolutely. I felt there was no life to this at all.
I quite like this one. I think it's because some of the lyrics in it are so ridiculous. It entertained me.
The lyrics are dreadful.
17 tongues licking from the neck down, moving in a quick speed circular motion. That's an incredible lyric.
That's a lyric that shouldn't be in any song.
The thing is, right, as well, do you know what Morris Day looks like?
Not really, no.
He's not a sexy man.
Okay.
And I find that sometimes when Prince is writing for Morris Day and he writes lyrics that Prince could get away with, you're like, but Morris Day is a very freckly kind of chickmunk of a man.
Really? Okay.
I would describe Morris Day as someone being like the missing link between Arsenio Hall and Colton from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, wow. That's evocative.
So I don't find Morris Day saying this stuff that comfortable.
No. It's like, ooh.
It's like, you don't want to hear your dad reading erotica.
Fair enough.
Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh. There's a lyric in this that is pretty dodgy in the back and forth.
Yeah.
Where Morris Day, I guess, is saying, shall we imagine a menage a trois? And the woman responds, I'm too young.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm recalling this correct, the backdrop of this song as well is I met this woman, been really creepy to her, somehow taken her out anyway, and he's at his club drinking, and he's got one of the other members of the Time hiding under the table, topping up her wine glass.
Oh, wow.
It's very date rapey.
Wow, that's
And
special.
It ends up, she comes back to his house and then the kid comes and rescues her on his motorbike.
I see, okay.
And then I think kind of she wakes up in his bed and they're in a relationship. So, I mean, I don't know.
God.
It's yeah.
He's like, oh, thanks for doing the hard work for me, Morris. I've got it from here.
Yeah, thank you for rescuing us. And bearing in mind that they haven't met until this point.
Oh,
At this
really?
point. So she just wakes up in his bed and he's jumping all over her like a puppy.
Fucking hell, that's just weird.
Yeah, so no, I mean, you know, I don't mind this one at all.
Yeah.
But again, this section so far is not holding up to the start of the record.
No, I think this is shite, this song. I really do. I think it's a poor production, very basic faux hip-hop beat and things like this. And I think that female chorus is so bad.
See, I don't react to it as badly as that. I think it's absolutely fine, but it's fine but unremarkable, I would go with.
Okay, right, fair enough. I think it is a bad song.
Fair enough. And so track number 10.
Number 10, right, where are we? So number 10, Tick Tick Bang.
Yes.
No.
Can't hold it. Ow! Bang, bang, bang.
Some scratching going on there.
Yeah.
You're such a big tease.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So like we're still in pervy. I mean, really
very
pervy Prince territory here. And this is like kind of a lot tighter, kind of tight, dirty funk kind of thing. But with that kind of proto hip hop kind of scratch, it's got that. You know, obviously we're in like New Jack Swing territory here, and it's kind of. It's a kind of a fusion between that New Jack Swing sound that's happening, which obviously knew Tevin Campbell would become very much known for.
Yeah.
But it's just that keyboard, that ding, 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 ding. That's very Prince.
I guess it is. That is one of the bits about the song I don't like.
I see. That's the bit that holds it all together for me.
Really? Right.
Yeah, that's the me that goes.
that
Okay, that's the elevator. That's the elevator bit for me.
Ah, right.
And it's the whole thing's running through this kind of very thinly veiled premature ejaculation metaphor.
It's all about jizz.
I mean, it's not really a metaphor. It's just
he's not hiding it very well.
no.
What's the lyrics? And if I ever get you, there's no telling how long I'd last before I tick tick bang all over you.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
What were you talking about, Prince? I have no idea.
I have no idea. And it's like there's a bit of it's getting on me. See, I've written here that main keyboard refrain is amazing.
Oh, I see.
I
I
love
like
it.
Right. Well, how are you with his falsetto style as well on this one?
Yeah, I like
You
it.
do it. Not a fan.
See, I've been through that whole process. For the Prince falsetto is you kind of tune yourself into that.
Okay.
Like on the Batman soundtrack when he goes into Scandalous and it's in that full kind of high kind of operatic range.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh no, that's I don't like that. And then you're like, but I kind of do now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's Stockholm syndrome, but I'm all right with Prince up in the high ranges.
I see. Okay.
I've put the hours in, though, mate.
You have. You deserve to enjoy whatever you want to enjoy about Prince, even if it's a song about just spunking it all over some woman.
I mean,
it's like, again, how'd you get away with this?
I mean, he's Prince.
Yeah.
And he's a disgusting purple sex goblin. Do you know what I mean?
Who can't control his jizz.
He's a funky, disgusting sex goblin dressed in crushed velvet and purple and wearing kitten heels.
With a funky weapon.
And fuck it, what a man he is.
Yeah.
And I miss him every day. I fucking do.
God.
I saw him live on Diamonds and Pearls. And I never saw him again live.
Oh, did you not go to one of the O2 ones?
No, I couldn't get tickets.
Ah, that's right. I never saw him at all, but I suspect if I'd known he was going to do the hits, I'd been, yeah, fine. But knowing that there was a possibility he might play 4 hours worth of just some jam or album tracks, I'd be like, I'm not going to take a chance.
Knowing your relationship with big shows and things along those lines, I don't believe for a second you would leave a Prince show anything other than impressed.
Oh, really?
Because he was such a showman and so much of it was about reaction. he couldn't leave a crowd unrocked.
Okay.
You know, the guitar thing.
On the George Harrison tribute.
And, you know, everybody else has just started doing their big solos. And then he comes out and just out-showmans all of them.
Wipes the floor.
Do you know what I mean? He's just on his fucking knee, you know.
Yeah.
Dude was incredible.
I absolutely admit it's a shame I never saw him, but I never made the effort either.
So, right, we are now...
So we're not track 10, that was, of 17. So we're kind of 2/3 of the way through.
Right, should we
do a quick break?
Listen to the singles?
Right, so yeah, let's do a quick roundup of singles and what was going on in the singles chart this week. And again, because it's only for 1 week, we don't have a lot of leeway to go, well, let's try and look at some new stuff. We've seen a good few of these before. One we haven't seen, though, number 10, and you better not remember this at all, Cliff Richard Silhouettes.
Oh, no, I don't
What the fuck? Why is he releasing a single in summer? It's not Christmas, Cliff. You're not allowed to be doing this. And how did it get to number 10?
Because there are millions of people that I mean, most of them are dead now.
Well, true, yeah. We've cleared the air of that one. But yeah, Silhouettes. And before my sins, I listened to it, didn't remember it one bit.
No, unless I don't.
No, I mean, we're not going to play it. Number 9 is Blue Pearls, Naked in the Rain.
Yep.
Did that last week. Number 8, not on Spotify, thank God, Jive Bunny's Can You Party. Which would have been one with a can.
I don't even remember that existing.
I remember them having one with the can in it.
Right.
Yeah, and it being as shit as all their other ones, obviously. Yeah. Number 7, though. Right, number 7. This is a goodie.
I know there's something in the wake of your smile. I get a notion
Classic ballads.
in your eyes. Yeah. You built a love, but that love falls apart. Your little piece of ribbon turns to gold. Listen to your heart.
Now we're talking.
He's calling.
Yeah, man.
Listen to your heart. What a tune.
Yeah, that's a big old power ballad. And again, you know, I think we talked about Roxette a little bit before. I didn't give two shits about them at the time. I probably thought, oh, this isn't for me. This is bad, you know, overblown nonsense. But I was wrong. I'll admit it.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant song.
I mean, yeah, you don't want to hear a fucking album, but...
No. But I will absolutely listen to her heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No, top good. Top quality.
That's top good, that is.
God. Number 6, we will be discussing this in the future. George Michael's Praying for Time.
Okay.
So number 6 at the minute. Number 5 is the DNA, Suzanne Vega, Tom's Diner.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4. Yeah.
Woo!
There's some quality pop music, this is.
Yeah.
Don't know that you've upset me. You just want to forget me. Why don't you come and get me? And boy, I really miss you.
Betty Boo.
What did you do?
Where Are You Baby?
Where Are You Baby?
Yeah, no,
yes.
exactly. I think we did do in the do before. This must have been her year. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure this is the second single we've seen of Betty Boo.
Yeah, from the album Boo Mania.
Oh, it was? Yes. So that's number 4. Number 3, New Kids on the Block, Tonight.
Yeah.
Again, we do have to admit that's a good song.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Deacon Blue, 4 Backrack and David songs, whatever.
I never understood Deacon Blue, did you?
No. Don't get it. Number 1 though, and I'm going to play this and see how long it takes you to get this. And again, don't get this straight away because it'll be an embarrassment to everyone.
Oh, this is
This is number 1.
Go on, girl. Oh yeah. Oh, this is Timmy Mallet and Bombalurina.
Yes.
Yeah. Before it came in, mate.
Mate, I'm stunned. Oh Jesus! I remember that coming out, and even at 15, being appalled that something so bad could exist.
Oh yeah, no. This was not a good novelty song.
Total bullshit.
Yeah,
total bullshit. But fucking number 1
for a while.
Yeah, I think it was a few weeks.
Mate, British people are.
Tell me about. And the thing is, I have nothing against Timmy Mallet, because I enjoyed Whack-A-Day and all those fucking TV shows whenever I was a kid. But why would he come and do this?
I mean, because he's Timmy Mallet.
He was fucking wacky.
Mate, I mean, like, you know, you're probably going to want to revisit the not having anything against Timmy Mallet.
Okay, I've got this against Timmy Mallet. Yeah, that is true. Just dreadful. Just dreadful. So that's the top 10. And, you know, let's face it, that's not a brilliant top 10. We've seen a lot better.
Oh, no, that's a terrible top 10.
Yeah. Yeah, if you've got Cliff Richard, Jive Bunny, and Bombalurina in the top 10, that's a bad period. I suppose this is summer as well, so there were kind of novelty holiday hits and shit like that. But whatever. Bad. The only other single that I noticed that came out in this period was NWA's Gangsta Gangsta. In the charts this week. Peaked at number 70.
I remember buying that from Sounds Wicked Records and that's with a Z.
Oh, good.
On Marsh Road in Luton.
It's all right.
Yeah. I bought that. I remember I bought... Because did La Raza by Kid Frost come out this week?
I've not got a note of it, but it's possible it might have done pass me by.
That's a tune.
That's all right. There you go. So singles wise, not exactly what I'd call a golden week for singles.
No, I mean,
it is
shitty week.
Yeah, we've seen better, and we will see better again.
All right, so let's get into the back end of this record, shall we?
First one we're back with is another one credited to The Time. This is Shake.
Shake!
Yeah.
So this is what we got. We've got this call and response vocal that runs through it. I really like this one.
Really, I think this is fucking dreadful.
I love this one. It's one of my favourite records. It's one of my favourite things on the record.
Really?
Yeah, I really.
Oh my god.
I really like it. I really like that kind of the thing that sounds a little bit like Wild Thing, kind of like.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's got that runs through it. Yeah, I just really like this tune. I think it makes me kind of bob my head and move around. Yeah, I really like this one.
Oh, I can't do it at all. Really, I thought this was everything bad about it.
Oh, I love this one.
It was like the lyrics. I thought those are bad lyrics. They are, just rhyming dictionary nonsense shit.
Yeah, but it's a big kind of dance floor. Okay, this is what you do. You don't expect the lyrics to be good on this, do you?
Well, I've, as we've probably discussed before, I'm not necessarily a lyrics person.
Yeah.
If the instrumental of a song is good, I'm more inclined to like it.
Yeah.
But I think the instrumental of this is shit as well.
I like the instrumental. Just the whole thing, mate. It kind of makes me want to dance.
That organ bit, that sounds like 96 Tears or Woolly Bully or one of those 60s songs. But it's just a sort of shit version.
I see. I'm going to have to disagree with you on this.
Fair
one.
enough. I don't get this one at all.
I think you've got no funk in yourself. I'm prepared to go along with the fact. Knowing how I go into these records and how I feel by a certain point, and the kind of acid that is dripping off of my pen. I am well aware that I have given things on this record a pass that I probably wouldn't normally do. And I've tried to be a dick about things. But the fact of it is that when I was listening to this record in general, I was pretty happy.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, Shake, good for me, bad for you.
Bad for me.
Fair enough.
Not at all.
I think you're wrong, but there we go.
Yep. However, number 12.
Thieves in the Temple.
Yeah.
Love come quick, love come in a hurry. There are thieves in the temple tonight.
Do you remember this single coming out?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I love it.
Did you like it at the time?
They don't care where they came.
You tell me what you think of this song first.
I think this is a good song. I do. I think it's a good song. I think it's the definite right choice for a single.
Yeah.
It's short. It doesn't wander around too much. It's got a hook to it.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty decent. I think it's far from any of my favourite Prince songs.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's a goodie.
This is one of my favourite Prince songs of all
Is
time.
it?
I fucking love this song.
Really?
And it's one of those songs that I know that I love way more. It's a song that's never in the conversation. And to me, it's baffling that this isn't a conversation.
I see. Okay.
The simplicity of that kind of that keyboard riff, the build up in that vocal as it kind of comes in, then that heavy drop back in vocals that run through it. The chorus is enormous. That fucking "Love Come Quick, Love Come in a Hurry," "There's thieves in the temple tonight." That's fucking brilliant lyric. And then it's just got that. Like, I think that the lyric in it, where it's just like, "Me and you, we could have been a work of art." I just think that is perfect.
Okay,
that's just like a perfect sentence. That's just like a cool as fuck thing to say to someone. It's just like, "Me and you, we could have been a work of art." That's so fucking badass cool.
Okay,
I love this song. I love the way it goes together. It's one of those songs. I've got this on a couple of compilations, and quite often when this song's over, I will go, I'm going to listen to that again.
Really?
And
Right
just
back
sit
on
back
it.
to I love this song, and I can't tell you why.
Mm.
I know that it doesn't grab other people in the same way, but this to me is a definite. If I had top 5 Prince songs, this is in my top 5.
I'm assuming that if that is one of your favourite Prince songs, this is so far your favourite one on the album. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's my favourite song on the album.
Moving on to the next one, number 13 is The Latest Fashion.
Fellas, hit me.
Are we ready? I do believe we are ready.
What time is it? It's killing time, Mois. I know that's right, 'cause I am the latest fashion.
Yeah. So this is another Time song, but this is kind of the duetty one, isn't it?
Right, because this is credited to both of them. This is Prince and The Time.
Yeah.
So this is like a back and forth in the...
Yeah, I can't remember. I mean, there's
And Candy Dulfer appears.
Ken Delphi here on a sax solo. There's a shitty rap in it.
Yeah.
This one, it just doesn't stand up to me at all. This is paper thin. Yeah, I'm like, oh, this didn't need to be on here.
No, I find this very bland.
Yeah, it's exactly.
There's just nothing standing out at all.
And that is the worst crime on this record, is being bland.
Right, sure.
Because that's even the stuff, even stuff that you like or don't like. I don't think any of it's bland.
No, there are ones that I dislike because I don't like what they're doing.
Yeah.
But it's not like whatever.
Yeah, so this is a long album. Let's not dwell anymore.
No, fair enough. Yeah, so nothing else to say about that really. Track 14.
Melody Cool.
Melody Cool, indeed. Melody Cool being the name of a character in the
So
film.
yeah, this is Mavis Staples, who's in the New Power Generation.
Well, and the Staple Singers.
Staples, yeah.
I mean, she's got a fucking voice on her, let's face it.
Well, and that's it. Obviously, this is the track probably most out of the record where you're reminded that this is a soundtrack album. Because this is her singing a song from the perspective of her character that is very much, I'm here, I'm telling you that you can't take my club away from me because this is who I am.
Right, gotcha. Okay.
And I don't have an enormous amount to say about the song. Like it's a good song within the musical. The musically it's fine. It's all a showcase for that enormous vocal.
Okay, sure.
I can't say that this is a bad song because I can't discount that vocal performance. It's so good.
Yeah, but then, if you wanted to hear Mavis Staples, you would want to listen to, Respect Yourself or I'll Take You There. One of the big classic Staples. Sure. I think she sounds good on this. I think she's entirely wasted on the song.
If we're assessing it purely from a song on an album, then absolutely. And that's what we should be doing. But it is what it is. It's like trying to review a song from a musical.
Straight out of context, yeah.
But again, not a huge amount to say on that.
No.
It doesn't really fit with the rest of the record in a lot of ways.
No, and it's almost a shame that the album seems to be taking a dip at the end. They've front loaded a lot of this.
Oh, I think we can definitely say that about this record.
Yeah.
Well, let's get through the next couple.
So number 15, Still Would Stand All Time. I mean, this sounds like he's trying to write a hymn or a religious.
And this is like the unifying song of the record, where it kind of he delivers his message and everyone decides they should come together.
Oh, I see. Help each other.
Yeah, and look, this is, because this is supposed to be the unified track, this is probably my least favourite song on the record.
It's dull. It's dull as fuck.
It's absolutely dull. And the thing is, right, it pains me to say this, but the problem with Prince is when he tries to be really profound, it's never as good as he thinks it is.
Right.
He's
self-important.
If Prince is talking to me about the funk,
yes,
rock and roll,
yes,
dancing or fucking, right, or just being cool as fuck, right, I believe that man's credentials.
Sure.
I believe he has nothing else.
No, he knows all of those things.
Yeah, and he is like the living, he's a force of nature, right? And people like Prince existing is what makes like kind of rock and roll music interesting.
Sure.
Without those kind of characters, it's fine. But
but it's flat.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a peak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's no George Ezra.
Who is, though?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
this song is.
But yeah,
nothing.
And unfortunately, any Prince fan that's being completely honest has to acknowledge that is a little bit of his Achilles heel, or Achilles kitten heel, perhaps.
Oh, nice. Yes, lovely.
So yeah, it's not terrible, I suppose. It's just a bit boring.
Oh, I think it's so dull.
It is dull. It is really, really dull.
And like you say, overly preachy, giving his message onto the people.
And again, it's in theory, it's the purple rain of this film.
Oh God, right. Oh.
And it ain't that.
No. So he must have known that.
No.
Yeah, we can skip over that one, I think. Then, title track, Graffiti Bridge.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to find Graffiti Bridge.
Something to believe in, a reason to believe that there's a heaven above.
Everybody wants to find Graffiti Bridge.
Everybody's looking for love.
Yeah, so we're in the same territory as the last song to a certain degree, by simple virtue of the fact that this song has been stuck in my head for the last couple of weeks.
Oh yeah.
I acknowledge that I do like this song.
It's got you and it's great.
When I was listening to it to write my notes on it, I was saying to myself, I don't know why I like this song. Because, it's a small world after all, isn't it? It's a little, it is cheesy.
Oh, it's very cheesy.
It's super cheesy. But again, there's just something in the vocal delivery of that chorus, and the way it changes subtly depending on who he's got singing,
right?
Because it changes each time slightly, and it's got a weird thing where it's a little bit reminiscent. In an English country, God,
I have the exact same note. That's where every time that. What?
It just changes at the last note, doesn't it? Yeah.
That's a strange one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind this song, but I don't know why.
I think this is insipid nonsense. I really do.
Yeah, I can't find a way of disagreeing with you. But
you've got
but
also, what in the film? What is Graffiti Bridge?
Graffiti Bridge is a bridge where
it's an actual bridge.
It's an actual bridge that's covered in graffiti.
Right.
It's very on the nose. Where the girl Aura, who is the kind of the manic pixie dream girl of the movie, goes to write her poetry.
Okay.
And
and so is it a metaphor like for everyone wants to find their safe space or their
exactly that
their
exactly
muse
that
place?
I mean, Graffiti Bridge was actually a real place in Minneapolis.
Oh,
it's now a housing estate, but it was an actual place. I mean, that's the thing to note about the film. Everything is made. Everything looks like it's you. If you've been to stage shows which have got more realistic sets than the sets on Graffiti Bridge,
oh God, right?
Yeah, it's bad.
Right.
It's so bad.
There's also quite a lot of talk about heaven again in this one and the religious overtones.
Yeah, I mean, Prince always had a religious...
it probably did. I never noticed it before listening to this album.
And it became stronger as things went on. But, obviously he had the big juxtaposition between faith and then all of the kind of the debauched sex stuff.
Sure.
And I think he probably just found it more difficult to quantify the two as
maybe
life went on.
He pretty much had a messiah complex, didn't he?
Maybe. Yeah. You insult Prince?
No.
You fucking
can't do it.
In my house.
But I've got nothing else to say about that. I don't think that's a good tune, and especially for the title track.
I don't think I dislike it as much as you do.
No.
I will say I like that song, but I don't know why.
Fine.
I know the whole point of this exercise is to explain things along those lines. So it's a
you got visceral reactions to something. That's the thing. again, you went into this being predisposed to liking Prince because you love Prince.
Yeah.
I don't have the same relationship, so I'm coming from a much colder point of view. Don't particularly give a shit if I like it or not.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. In the same way as like last week, I went into the Elton John album wanting to like it because I liked some Elton John stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
You didn't, so it was the other way around.
So, track 17. Track 17 is New Power Generation Part 2, which is, I mean, it's basically an extended refrain, isn't it?
It is, it's just like a reprise of the original, but then with a rap in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it goes over the end credits of the movie.
Right, okay.
Which makes sense, really.
No, I can see that.
You know, it's a 12-inch mix of the same song. It's not as good.
With a rap about Jesus.
Yeah. It's not as good. The rap's no good.
No. No, it really isn't.
There's a whole thing throughout the film about one of the guys in the thing not getting this chance to rap yet.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
And this is his showcase, is it?
Yeah, maybe he does get it earlier on in the thing. Maybe it's one of the raps on one of the time songs. I don't. But,
okay.
But there's a thing. I don't even get a chance to rap yet. It's like, well, good.
End credits, I can see it. No need to put it on an album, I would have said.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No, but that is it. That's the whole album, mate.
Okay, so, yeah, I mean, overview, what's your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I enjoyed this more than I thought I would, especially after a few listens. Like I said, the first time I put this on, a lot of it was just, I'm going to struggle finding stuff I like in this.
Yeah.
It grew on me, and there are some I think are now really, really good. Overall, I'd say at best half and half on the songs.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I would say this starts off incredibly strong. Okay. This is a classic example, and I can't think of is there an example where this isn't the case? This is a classic example where a double album should be a single.
Oh, God, yeah. Straight away.
I mean, I give it a little bit of a buy because it's a film soundtrack. Okay, but the whole thing is an overblown vanity project, so you have to give it less of a buy.
Sure.
Particularly when he's the director and writer of it.
Yeah,
it's difficult to give it the same kind of leeway. You know, you could lose 6 tracks off of this, and you would have an excellent 10-track album.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and especially with a lot of them, because they are reworkings of older songs.
Yeah.
It's not like he's written all these and gone, I have to show these to the world.
Yeah.
He's cherry-picked them to fit in with his project. Yeah. He doesn't have to do all these songs.
Under a cherry-picked moon.
Nice. I think he, like you say, it's his vanity.
Yeah, for sure. This is not a classic Prince album, but it is an album with some real moments of brilliance in it. I love it. And, you know, I mean, the good thing, one of the things you can say about things like Spotify is that we can make a playlist and have that 10-track record.
Exactly, that is very true.
You know, so, okay. I mean, yeah, I really like this record. It's not up there with his greatest works. I don't know if we're going to do Diamonds and Pearls, so I don't want to say too much about it.
Good question. I think we might, you know.
I think, yeah, okay. Well, we'll talk about that when it comes. Yeah. You know, the Batman soundtrack is a pretty patchy record. This is a better record than the Batman soundtrack.
Oh, really?
Oh, I love the Batman soundtrack, but I'm aware of its failures. But yeah, so I mean, this brings us to the point where we have to choose some songs to go.
Yes, we do.
I haven't really thought about this yet, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
I haven't had the chance. I mean, I will stop doing the podcast tomorrow or now if we don't put Thieves in the Temple on it.
Of course, no. That would definitely be one. I mean, I'm in the position where I'd be happy to just put a couple on, but I know you'll probably want to do 3, and I'm also fine with that because there are more than 3 or more than 2 that I do like on this.
Yeah, I mean,
so Thieves in the Temple, done.
Okay, Thieves in the Temple, done. I would imagine New Power Generation we're both on the same page with that.
Yep.
That obviously those are the 2 singles.
Yeah, but then again, I think that those were the right singles.
Oh, I absolutely do.
Yeah.
For me, the songs that I really like Tick Tick Bang. We disagreed on the keyboard refrain on that.
Yep.
Now I love Elephants and Flowers. That would be my clear next choice.
Would it? Okay.
But I know you weren't into it.
Not into it, but it wasn't one of the ones like there were some I actually really didn't like. I thought they were terrible. Elephants and Flowers, I just thought was whatever.
Okay, I would make a case for Question of You as something that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
In pace, or or in terms of just straight up bangers, Release It.
Yeah, those would be my other two.
Okay.
Release It would be more for me for the parties, just fucking straight up, bam, 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 good fun. The Question of You for, like you say, change of pace, blues number, slowing everything right down, a bit more interesting. I'd be fine with either of those. So, you're the Prince fan, mate. I'll leave number 3 up to you.
I don't know, man. It's like,
I would say it's probably better for the playlist to have the Question of You on it, because we've got New Power Generation, which is an upbeat party banger, as is Release It. I prefer Release It to the Question of You, but then you got two similar songs on it you don't have to have. You know, if the Question of You is on there, I'm fine with that, because it shows another side.
Alright, let's do that then.
Yeah?
Question of You. Let's do it. Yeah.
Done. There you go. 1, 2, 3.
Guys, as always, I hope you have enjoyed listening to our take on Prince's Graffiti Bridge. You can get in contact with us if you want to.
Yes, indeed. You can email us, pclmusicpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, you can get us PCL Podcast on Twitter, PCL Podcast on Instagram, or you can find us at pclpodcast.com.
But yeah, on the website as well, you will find links to everything else we just said. You'll find links to Twitter and to the Spotify playlist that we're doing and all that sort of bits.
Yeah, but please get in contact. Let us know what you think. Let us know why we're idiots. Let us know if you disagree with the way Krister pronounces tar of par.
Well, then you're wrong if you get in contact with us.
And if any of the sounds that you heard in the background were annoying, that was my dog Waffles chewing on his bone.
Quite. Thanks, Waffles. Right,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's all good. We will be back.
And next week we're going to be back. We're going to be listening to the Three Tenors.
Three Tenors in concert, mate.
That will not be a full fucking podcast. And we will therefore also be listening to Listen Without Prejudice Volume 1 by George Michael.
Yeah, indeed. I'm actually quite looking forward to that.
I am looking forward to it as well. Although he did die before he recorded Volume 2.
Well, that's selfish.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right, thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
See ya.